Yo, 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 it's JB in the building. How you feeling? And today, by the title, I really want to go into a deep topic and a deep subject that is near and dear to me. And I know that you guys can relate to this, and this is going to change in the smallest level or the biggest level your mind and your perspective, right? So, as you see by the title, this is the advice. This is the quotes that my grandpa gave me that changed my mind, changed my life forever, right? Me being the age and stage that I'm at right now, what he gave me, I needed. So allow me to paint the picture and walk with me on this journey. So today, right now, 2024, my grandpa is now 73. All right. And he just lost his mom at 95, about to be 96. And anybody who has dealt with loss and in that grieving stage and that grieving process, regardless of if you have the strongest, tightest, spiritual knowledge and spiritual information that you can use as your foundation, like physically, you're still going to miss and want to speak and playfully joke with your loved one whom you may lost, right? But really, he gained another spiritual being, a spiritual guide who can, at least, for the rest of his days, that can guide him to more joy, more peace, more, instead of stressing and worrying and feeling guilty and regretful about where and what you did with your life. Okay, so as we all know, family is law, right? You chose your family. You watching this video, you chose your mom, your dad, your dogs, your siblings, sister, brother, cousins, auntie, uncles, grandparents. You chose all of them. So you must understand that this is what you signed up for. You signed this spiritual contract, this soulful contract before you came out your mother's womb. All right. So with that being understood, my grandma, she passed away at 95 last month. It's a lot. Like I really didn't talk about it that much, but I'm talking about it to you guys. And I went to go to the city and I went to visit my grandpa and her at their house just to, show my face, smile, give them some energy, and share a conversation and share some wisdom, right? Catch up each other on what's going on in life. Now, my grandpa was taking care of her on her last days. Like, she wasn't driving really, but she was one of those women, like, until she really couldn't, right? She was gonna get up, want to move around, want to do this. Like, she really stopped working at like 80 or like 85, something like that. So she was always moving and grooving. And I went over there. He was very excited to see me, and it was like a spur of the moment surprise thing. Like, the spirit came to me and was like, go to the city, go speak to your grandpa and go talk to him, right? So at this time, we're now at like May, all right? We're like May, June-ish. So summertime, I went to go see him, and I don't think he really computed the fact that I am online. Like, my face, my ideas, my visions, my philosophical thoughts and my experiences and my stories is on the internet forever. Like, my face is stamped on the internet with streaming and YouTube. Like, it's done. Like, my digital footprint is stamped, right? Almost 5 years next month, right? I don't really think he computed that. But we sat down outside and we was talking, and he was like, he was very shocked that I showed him my channels and how many subscribers that I have and the titles of my videos, right? The main channel and the reaction and music reaction channel. And he was very astounded, y'all. He was very shocked. Like, this my grandson. Like, my grandson really out here doing this. Mind you, remember in the beginning I said family is law. So I'm bred from a tree that is very strong, very warrior-like, You know, warrior-like spirit, warrior-like mentality, but just had a lot of bump in the roads along the way. Like my whole entire family, mom and dad's side, well, mostly mom's side, you know, either have like some heart defect, diabetes, lung cancer, was smoking a lot, heart cancer, breast cancer, passed away from strokes and whatnot, you know, all these type of defects. And it is very prevalent in the black community. But to say the least, this is what's in my family. And then I come along, I'm not allergic to anything. I don't take no pills. I don't take no medications. I'm not prescribed nothing, no autism, no ADHD, no bipolar, and my mom, shout out to my mother, because she didn't really, as mothers, Mama Bear always wants to protect their baby, right? And so my mom just instinctively and intuitively knew to not, let the doctors take blood from me, vaccinations, none of that. And I mean none of that. Of course, I got a flu shot, when I was younger, but that's really all I can remember. So she instinctively knew that. Now, I am bred from a certain cloth, a certain hard-nosed, very determined, very ambitious, very purpose-driven family on my mom and my dad's side. So these are things that they understood and studied about me before I was even the thing, before I was even Jaden, before my name was even, right? Because we are just titles, like titles of books, like The Alchemist or Think and Grow Rich or The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Like, we're all titles of a book. That's why you can never judge one, only by the words on the title. You got to open it, read the back, read the contents, read the first chapter, 3 chapters to get your synopsis, right, of how the speed of the book is going. So he was very astounded to see that this is his grandson. And you know what he told me, y'all? He said, Jaden, what you are is a presenter of hope. And I said, huh? A presenter of hope. When somebody says something to you in a certain way with their certain spin on it, you may have thought that. You may have thought the energy of that statement or that motto, but the way that they drew it up and the way that they said it, it's like, whoa. A presenter of hope. So you can just scroll down all my videos from when I started. In my mama house, in the garage, in my room, outside, presenting hope and trust and faith in humanity. Like, that's my purpose. And my purpose is just my being. And so I really sat there and I was like, wow, I ain't never heard it said like that to me. Like, that just gave me more hope, And I'm like, damn. And on that drive back home, I just kept replaying that over and over. Like, Jaden, you are a presenter of hope. A presenter of trust, of knowingness. Like, embrace it more, It was almost like what I was telling him about my, what I'm doing, because I used to trade, foreign exchange trade, and I used to tell him about that, and he used to be so astounded at the fact that, you can really exchange US dollars to Canadian dollars and Japanese yen to Canadian dollars and, right, the British dollar, he was so astounded by that with the stock market and stuff. And then that's when I moved all my attention to streaming and YouTube videos, content. So I surprised him with that, and he received that and surprised me with that play. Almost like a coach drawing up a play. Like, of course, you could have thought it as the point guard, but he drew it up. And he told him where to be, him where to be, him where to be, him exactly when to move, and we win the game. So then, fast forward, my grandma, his mom, repast and funeral was last month. It was the middle of November. Okay? And I don't do funerals. I don't go to funerals. Okay? And if y'all want that background, I'll just give it to y'all simply and shortly. The energy around funerals, like the viewing, seeing the body, maybe the mass could be a little upbeat, but all in all, the energy surrounding funerals and death when it comes to Black people, it is not something that I necessarily want to be a part of. Just put it very simply, okay? But I did make sure I shown my face at the repast, which was after the mass, after the viewing and everything. And I seen my cousins who I haven't seen in years. I've seen so many people who I haven't seen ever since I was like this big, in high school. Like I'm talking about sophomore year, junior year, right? So like 5-6 years later, I see them, they see me, people coming in from different states, right? Life happens. Life flows. Life is not going to stop for nobody. But what we can do is do our best to make time our friend, make time our ally. So I seen them. It was a whole lot of love. Like they were so surprised to see me, and it was just so awesome, right? Energy was just a lot of love, a lot of love, guys. Like every place in my heart, that was just radiating through the it was like an event space. It was like a church gym. They got like the church gymnasium that the kids go to. It was like that, right? So it was awesome, right? And then Thanksgiving happens, and of course I was talking to Grandpa at the funeral, and he was kind of just taking everything in, and he was eating his food and whatever. But Thanksgiving comes, which was 2 weeks ago, and I'm his grandson. Like the way that his brain worked and was operating whenever he was in his mid-20s, early 30s and stuff like that, it's not the same, but it is very similar, right? Like I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't drink. Like I said, no pills, no medications, no even pre-workout. I don't need any of that shit. Shout out to the people that, I don't need none of that. And I don't use none of it. But my grandpa, whenever he was younger, his, the way that he grew up, he was just surrounded, and his experience was mostly surrounded by drugs and that fast life and, stuff like that. So that's what occupied his adolescent adult life, right? But he understands. And everybody's getting a plate. Thanksgiving Day, everybody getting a plate. This is the first Thanksgiving without Grandma. And he shows up, he comes, he's sitting on the couch, he's just watching TV, eating his food. And everybody getting a plates and stuff. We go to the table, and he's sitting right beside me on a little stool. And mind you, everybody's in the kitchen getting their plates and stuff. And, of course, family time, everybody excited to see each other. There's like little side conversations around the table, around the kitchen, laughter and stuff. And he's sitting next to me right here to my right. And he tells me, "Hey, Jade, I want to tell you something." He said, in front of everybody, he said, "The thing that you're doing, you see what you're doing right now? Making videos and spreading truth to the world. You need to stop that." Now I'm listening, I'm hearing him out. I'm not reactive. I'm hearing him, I'm listening to what he's saying. You think you need to stop doing that? You don't get no money from that. You ain't getting shit from that. Because yes, you are putting information out there for people to grasp and people to love on, but you ain't getting paid from that. Now, in my head, of course, I love what I do. I trust what I do. I trust my support. I trust, and I know where I'm destined, where I'm headed. I understand that 100%, and nobody, not even my mama, nobody can stop or impede this train from getting to its destination. But I'm hearing them. I'm listening to them, right? I'm hearing them out. And I'm not judging the fact that, you know, he's in his space of grief and remorse and guilt and regret and stuff. I'm of course hearing it from his voice, but I'm not judging him off of that. So I'm listening to him, and he says, yeah, you need to find something else to do, like, you know, separate your money. And I was like, really? Like, what makes you say that? And he says, because I'm telling you, it ain't no money in that shit. What you doing, helping people out, it ain't no money in that shit. Them people don't like you. Them people don't. So, picture somebody in front of your face and your family's face explaining their off-puttings and their setbacks in front of everybody. And it's something that you love. It's something that you deeply care about. It's not involving nobody else, no other person, no editor, no nothing. It's just you and what you love. Imagine somebody in your family saying that to you in front of everybody in your family. How would that make you feel? And of course, the women in my family, they had some things to say afterwards, right? Like they texted me and made sure that they sent me a couple messages to inform me like they love what I'm doing and they trust what I'm doing as well as I trust it. Because one thing that you need to realize is if you want other people to take you serious, you have to take yourself serious. And I mean serious to the utmost. Like, it's just undeniable. How you speak, your emphasis, your tone, your charisma. You see, your enthusiasm, your passion. It has to be, and it's not an act. It's not a role. It's not a script. There's no script around me. No script. I got nothing. I'm speaking to y'all from what I know, from what I experience, from what I intuitively feel. Feelings alone. Feelings alone. I'm telling y'all that, not what I heard. So both of those statements, both of those pieces of advice really changed my mind. And I'm going to tell you guys why. It changed my mind all to the fact of this is what happens whenever people get a hold and people get a glimpse of what you really do. Because then they start to be invested. And they love it at first. They understand it at first. And they study it, but they learn about it. Like, how is he doing this? And what makes other people love his videos and love his content so much to the point where he can live and eat and take care of himself off of this? At first, they love it. They actually see themselves doing it so that they get invested, heavily invested. And then, lo and behold, the wheel starts churning and they start looking around like, you know what? This person needs to stop doing that. Which also comes from victimization. Psychologically victimizing yourself into thinking that you are not worthy of this spotlight. You are not worthy of this position. Slow and steady always wins the race. Slow and steady. You put a rabbit and you put a turtle on the same track in two different lanes, who you think gonna win? The rabbit got all these different diseases. The rabbit was tested too much, like a lab rat. It was tested too much. The turtle is just a turtle and always have been a turtle. The turtle is not going to be as distracted as the rabbit. That's why they say ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun. Because when a rabbit got it, he's going to start shooting everything. Because he's so all over the place, so sporadic, so reactionary. That's all he knows. But the turtle is very poised, very calm, very relaxed, very one foot in front of the other, brick by brick. I'm true to this, not new to this. I'm a winner. I know what I'm destined for. Just, it's going to take me longer than others. But that's okay. Time don't exist to me. Time does not exist. In the grand scheme of things, whenever you're fucking 40 or 50, you're going to look back if you're doing the thing that you've been loving to do. One year you may love DJing. The next year you may love coaching. You may love training. So you start training at gyms, training around the world, basketball. You start, physically training folks. The next year you may love being a therapist, therapizing. Yeah, I said it. Therapizing with the world. So you speak, mental health awareness, and you speak at different events. Get your name out there. The next year you maybe want to do photography, videography, be an editor. Like, do what you love. So when you're 40 and 50, you're gonna be like, damn, bro, I really like the experience that I was faced with. Oh man, them shits was beautiful. Even when it didn't go my way, them shits was beautiful. Because I'm still here. I came out stronger. Dog. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I came out stronger, bigger and better and badder. I'm a badass because I got the evidence to prove what I'm saying. So, if you have anybody in your family, if you have had anybody in your family that, subtly wanted to root for you, but then pulled away whenever they started to really get invested, or just keep it simple, right? If you've ever had family who just blatantly disrespected and shit on your dreams, shit on your goals, it's not on them to accept it. It's for you to accept that this is their reality. This is the reality of what you are maintaining and attracting. It's gonna be there. You think you need to stop because your 5 friends and your 4 relatives, maybe your mom, your dad like it, but your mom hate it, and your grandpa and both of your aunties, they hate what you do. You think you're gonna stop for them 9 people? You think you should stop for them 9 people and you have the whole world and the whole universe to talk to and to reach? Come on. Please. That's like being so protected and so gracefully loved and felt by God, yet you only asking him for a raise. You only asking him for more money so you can spend more shit. You only asking him for, more opportunity to get you from point A to point B. Please. You're not even using God in this omnipotent energy, this omnipotent source as it's supposed to be used. You misusing it, which is why your blessings, as they say, your blessings just pass you by. Just shit keep on passing me by. Just who's to blame? Grandpa, if you're watching this, I love you, man. I love you, bro. And in my heart, I ain't gonna stop. Those who watching this video and connect to this in some way, shape, form, fashion, don't stop. When it's in you, it can't be broken. When it's in you, it can't be broken, y'all. But when it's on you, it can be taken off like a jacket. Like, This is what I live. This is what I go to bed with. I go to bed with this in me. That's why they call it an embedded code. I sleep with it because it's embedded in me. Hardwired in me. I can't stop even if I really wanted to. I can't be a fake motherfucker even if I wanted to. Nobility, truth, transparency, and of course, love. You operate with that, your life is going to be very abundant, very blissful, and very meaningful. So I love y'all. If you connect to this in some way, I love you. Thank you. Catch you on the next video. Make sure you just be simple and you take care of yourself. All right? And it's JB, and I'm out.